Hey, Sean. What's up, Corey? Sounds good, Sean. I better grab some more supplies before we start. Just in case we need them. I know we'll need the top loaders. Hey, Scott. "11 against the world," yeah. As soon as I saw the flag, I said to my wife, I said, that's an Ohio State thing. But then he learned that from his Buckeye buddies, as he stated. So, we'll give it another, we'll wait about another 2 minutes and then we'll get started here. We'll get rocking and rolling. There's some, I want to get this done because there's actually some tornado watches to the southwest of us, kind of in the same path that our weather leads this way. So we want to get this done and over with. I don't think it's going to get too bad here, but you never know. So just want to get things done and tidied up and, kind of prepared for whatever. So all right. Just had those go through. Yeah. Yeah, they're going through like the Cincinnati area right now. If you look at the map or look at the radar, they're down around Cincinnati. And most of our weather that we get comes from that general vicinity, just slightly north of Cincinnati, is usually the area that I look at for us. But yeah, it is what it is, I mean, I'm in the basement like I normally am, so anyways, here's our owners list. Couple things I want to mention. We do have several people that still haven't paid for their spots. you know, I try not to dwell on this too much, and I try to be like, easygoing about it. And like through the whole spring break week, everybody was like on it. But the only thing I ask is if you claim a spot, make sure you get it paid before the break. I trust everybody equally until I don't. And what I mean by that is, I've had people in the card community that I trusted very much, and got burned very badly. So, the don't you trust me kind of thing, or I'm good for it type of stuff. Of course, I don't expect to be taken advantage of or anybody to, do anything wrong. But, I've been burned before on more than one occasion by people that I trusted a lot. So, I just say that as, if you claim a spot in a break and like say you take one spot and that's the only spot you want. Let me use Ty Dillon, for example. Say you took the Ty Dillon spot today and that's the only spot you want, then just go ahead and pay for it after you see that you got the thumbs up and that you're on the list. Don't wait for it to fill, because we're going to fill the break. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but that's one thing we've done very well over the last several years is we don't mess around, So there's really no reason to wait to, like, sometimes people will tell me, I was waiting to see if it filled. It's going to fill. So now on the flip side to that, as I mentioned, Cash App is not currently working. I don't know why Cash App does what it does. I've said this many times before, but I've been on the phone and done chats with them for their customer service and tech support, and I don't know how to fix it. I wish I did. I wish it worked better. I used to love Cash App. Now Cash App's like a thorn in my side. So if you're somebody that only pays with Cash App, my advice is to find one of the other apps and start using it. PayPal, Venmo, Zelle. Because eventually Cash App is probably not going to be an option down the road. So, I hate to say that, but that's just the hard truth of the matter. So if you're somebody that only uses Cash App or only wants to use Cash App, my advice is switch to something else. And I'm very aware that I have a couple of people that have told me, they'll tell me that they can't pay because Cash App's down. But some of those same people I know have other accounts and do other things. So I feel like I'm being fed an excuse sometimes. So that's why I just kind of like, I'm cautious about everything these days, so I don't want to be like up on a soapbox preaching and complaining, but it all boils down to real simple stuff. If you're claiming in a break and you're only taking one spot, then just go ahead and pay for it. If you're claiming in a break and you take a spot and you think, well, I'll see what happens down the road, maybe I'll take something else, or maybe I'll jump in a filler if a filler happens, then just wait. And then once you're done, then pay for everything. Because I'm sure somebody's thinking, well, Mike, you always want us to pay right away, but you also don't want us to send 2 and 3 payments. You're correct. But most of us know which category we stand in. Like a lot of people, when I get in a break for football, for example, if I grab the Steelers and the Browns, that's it. I know I'm not getting any other teams. I know I'm not doing anything else in a break for football because I don't want anything else. I have no interest. So there's no reason for me to wait and see if that football break fills because I got what I wanted, right? So, same thing here. If you got one driver and that's it, just pay for it right away and be done, and you won't have to worry about it. You won't have to have me, chasing you down for it later. And if you're somebody that likes to, grab a couple here and there, and then later on, if we're struggling, you like to help out, which we have a lot of people that like to do that, that's fine. Just wait to pay. And then once you know you're ready, then go ahead and send it all at once. And it'll make things much easier. But that's the issue that's the sole issue with Cash App is the number of transactions. And I don't know what that number is because they won't tell me. And I know it's not a lot because I counted through spring break week and I think I had like 35 or 36 transactions in 7 days on Cash App. I don't feel like that's that many considering how many breaks we did. But regardless, nonetheless, that's the issue with Cash App is the number of transactions. And so when I have one person that claims a spot, pays, and then, a little while later they claim another spot, pay. Then a little while later we do a duck race filler, claim a spot, pay. Then we've got 3 transactions from one person. And a lot of them it's like $4 here, $6 here, $2 there. So I'm not trying to be like a pain in everybody's butt about it. I'm just trying to make it to where everything runs smoothly and works the best it can for everybody. And the same, I guess while I'm preaching, the other thing I should mention is if you're paying with PayPal or Venmo, please, please, please don't put notes in the comments. Every single break post I make, I put there, please no notes with comments. And it seems like almost every break, somebody will put notes with something. So those notes are like a red flag to those companies. I know people think they're being helpful for me, but it's really not. So just put an emoji, put a thumbs up, a checkered flag, something. All right, I'll stop complaining now. I hate to even have to talk about stuff like that, but if I don't communicate it to people, then we can't fix it. So that's the end of that. If I can get 29 to stay there. There we go. All right, so here's our duck race lineup. I don't know why Cash App is the way they are. And again, people that have been around a while know I used to love Cash App. It was my favorite. And I used to tell people, you should try Cash App. It's great. You're going to love it. It's so easy, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm just eating my words because, man, it is a headache. So I don't know what's changed with them or why it's different, but it's different. And it's a headache. So let's go 29 seconds. Got 29 spots. Good luck to everybody. I'm going to shuffle it one time. And here we go. Now that I'm done with my little rant, we can certainly talk about the race. Not a lot of drama, really. Look at this. Duck 15. And we need a second place, too. 15 and 7. So, duck 15 is J.R. Tipple. That's first. And then 7, Rick Komnick is 2. So, J.R. Tipple gets all the single drivers. And Rick Komnick gets all of the pairs that were left. I don't know if I explained that. I'm sure everybody understood from the post, but that's that. After all the I didn't see. So what's crazy is I didn't see the truck or Xfinity race. I mean, I heard about it obviously from you know, everybody. But yeah, after hearing about all the chaos, you're expecting chaos in the cup race, and it's just as clean and simple as can be. As customary with our Sunday breaks, from last week's race win, here is the Larson Custom, which will go to CW from the Homestead race. And, of course, I'll make a Denny today, or for today. And that'll go to whoever claims Denny on next Sunday. Week after next, I'm going to be out of town, so we'll have to amend where that custom card gets utilized. It'll probably be the day after I come back, which will be on a Monday break instead of Sunday, but it'll be okay. It'll all be okay. We'll figure it out. Believe it or not, of all the customs I've made, I have not yet made a Denny custom. So, gives me a reason to make a Denny finally. Alright, let's get going. This will be a little bit of a longer break with Donruss, as everybody knows. So sit back, relax, go pop some popcorn. All right. Oh, we got a pink to start off. We'll take that. 21/25. Kyle Busch kicks it off for Andy Colwell on the short print. I mean, we'll put Kyle up there for a minute. Power Squad, Richard Petty. You know, and it's one of those deals where you're waiting and expecting the race to be, you know, full of drama, and then, like I said, it just sort of just pans out to be very pedestrian almost. But that happens. Joey Logano, silver. Elite Series, Blaney. I thought Blaney would be somebody to really make some noise today, and just never. I think he had a good car. I don't know if starting in the back was the ultimate problem for him, or if just couldn't find the speed. I don't know. Bowman, 47 out of 299. Going to Jed. Yeah, and I good race for Bubba. He's certainly having some good success here lately. Justin Allgaier, Signature Series, goes to Michael Clay. Just saw Mike yesterday at the card show. Nice hit. Nice one, Mike. Allgaier. Revved up BK. Stenhouse Silver. Power Squad Tony Stewart. And a Holo Optic Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Yeah, aside from 21 Donruss was my favorite because it had the buybacks. But aside from 21, this is probably my next favorite year for Donruss. Some really nice stuff in these. Nice inserts, they're fun. You can't even find 21 anymore. I got a piece of, it's like a streamer from the pack sticking to my glove there. I finally got it off. Jimmy Johnson Silver. Richard Petty Metal Masters. Noah Gragson Silver. Power Squad BK. $79 and $99. I'm still confused as to why they didn't use the alternate tire options at Martinsville. BK goes to Dan. I don't know, Scott. I love them, but I also, if you do it all the time, is it as special, That's my thought. 2 of 25, Ross Chastain Race Day Relics sheet metal. Going to Jed. I would almost like to see them change up and not do downtowns. Like for 2025, I'd love for them to not do downtowns and do kabooms. Change it up. Give us something different, That would be cool. There's no reason why they can't give us kaboom NASCAR cards. Yeah, I agree, Scott. That would be great. I think for the 10th anniversary, which is, we're only a couple years away now, Elite Series C Bell. Yeah, do the buybacks every 5 years. But you could get on a nice rotation with some of that stuff if you do buybacks every 5 years and then you do kabooms and downtowns on alternating non-anniversary years. So in a 5-year period, you'd only have 2 years where you could get a downtown or a kaboom, and everything else would be, buyback anniversary cards. So $262 at $299. I feel like that would make too much sense though, because Panini's going to do Panini things. But maybe one day they'll tune in and hear us and be like, oh, these guys know what they're talking about. They're real collectors. Maybe we should listen to them. Probably not going to happen, but maybe. Panini treats us like we're the 5-year-old kid at the carnival. You know, where they're like, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Yeah, for sure. We have more collectors. I see it in wrestling too. The end collector in wrestling is more of a collector usually. So WWE or wrestling and NASCAR, I feel like, are very similar probably. I'm guessing you could probably argue hockey's probably in that similar situation too, but Unleashed Denny. How about a black? I wonder if I can get that off. Blackout Denny Hamlin. Going to Sam. Race winner today. It's got a little imperfect spot. I thought maybe was something that could be wiped off, but it's not. Still nice. Nice hit. Denny Blackout. It's nice enough to move the Kyle Busch out of the way. For our winner. Congrats, Sam. Petty under the lights. $41/49, purple Matty D. He goes through the filler to Rick. Trucks Junior Elite Series. Optic Hollow Chase Briscoe. Christopher Bell, silver. Unleashed Kyle Busch. Speaking of wrestling a minute ago, if you guys have not seen our schedule, our break schedule that I posted, I am planning a Topps Chrome break tomorrow night. Another Denny, 194 or 199. He's going to show up and show out today since he knows he won. Going to Sam. But we can do a single box break tomorrow night of Topps Chrome 2025 WWE. Those are expensive boxes. So I've been working on the driver groups to split it up into about 15 groups. I think it's going to be like $30 a group. Which is, like I said, it's an expensive product. They're going for like boxes are like $425 to $450 right now. So expensive stuff, but nice stuff. I mean, Greg Biffle goes to Andy. Harvick Metal Masters and Chris Buescher. So that'll be tomorrow night. I know Rawls during the day tomorrow because they're still overseas. I don't love that they're doing that, honestly. I don't hate it either, though, because you can go back and watch it. So, I guess I'm indifferent. The Topps Chrome stuff, though, the cool thing about that is there's autographs of guys like The Rock, John Cena, Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin. I mean, there's some mega stars. I don't know how much an autograph of The Rock is, like, in the market, but it's got to be expensive. He's got to be, like, the most recognizable figure in the world, probably. Grant Enfinger. Elite Series, Jeff Gordon. And we got Austin Dillon with the fire suit. Little fiber there. 85 of 250. From Michael Clay. Sam Mayer, Metal Masters Smoke. Bubba Wallace, 89 of 299. Goes to Jed Kuhn. Like I said, had himself a nice day today. Again. Under the lights. Bubba. Hollow Optic Race Kings, BK. BK in the house. '75th anniversary, Bubba. Going to Jed. Harvick on the gray. Elite Series Byron. Gray Harry Gant. Metal Masters 166 of 199. Logano had speed today. Had some misfortune, I think. Or just bad timing, maybe it was. Because he was on a different pit cycle, wasn't he? But he had speed, it seemed like. Eric Jones, 157 out of 199 with the blue. Goes to JR. It's like Penske in general. Between Logano and Blaney. Unleashed Ross and Denny. They have really struggled between the two of them. It's not them struggling. It's just, like you said, just bad luck. Really. Well, I did, for those of you that maybe didn't see or that saw the little clip or some of my posts, did a card show yesterday in Chillicothe, first one of the year for me. And thought I'd kind of just share some feedback on that. I felt like it was a really good show. It was honestly probably, for me, from a sales standpoint, probably the best show I've ever done. But I think I said before going into this show, I didn't want to be overconfident, but I felt much more prepared for this show than I've ever felt before. And I changed a few things up from a strategy standpoint that I think helped. So So yeah, it was a good show. I did have several people buy NASCAR stuff. Probably at least 3 people, I would say, that bought NASCAR stuff. So, that's a good indication to me. William Byron, 58/75 with the hollow optic autograph going to Kyle Clayton. Nice hit, Kyle. We'll swap him out for Justin. Very nice, Byron. Yeah, I pretty much knew that I would be the only one in the room with NASCAR. There is one other dealer that's in the vicinity that sometimes will have NASCAR stuff, but I knew he wasn't set up there. And as I said before, I'm going to try to be more strategic about what I'm taking to shows. 169 to 199. But did do pretty well. Actually, really well, to be honest. So, and if anybody has, I guess I should start talking to you guys about this. If anybody has stuff that's non-NASCAR that you would like to try to move or that you'd like to sell, I will certainly be looking for some lots. Oh, that's a silver there. Gray border. Revved up Mark Martin. I'll be looking for primarily football and wrestling. Those are the 2 categories that I'd mostly be interested in. But if you had, like slabs of, really well-known players in baseball, like, of course, Ohtani PSA slab, or Ellie De La Cruz PSA slabs, or, Caitlin Clark, stuff like that, I'll always be interested too. But I probably need to start utilizing our group and seeing if people have stuff they want to move. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good, Matt. Mostly, the stuff that I'd be looking for mostly would be, name players, and probably stuff that's going to be in the $5 to $20 range, $5 to $25 range. And of course, if they're slabs, they're not. Then that kind of changes things. But every flip show. What's a flip show, Anthony Blevins? Or is that? I guess I should probably take that more backhanded, apparently. Maybe that's what... Yeah, you can find stuff. And like I told other people, the thing is I remember several years ago when I first got back into cards, this is pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, I remember going into both of the LCSs that I attend regularly, and neither one of them had NASCAR on the shelf. And I asked both of them. And they said, well, we just don't get many questions about it, or people asking for it. But, if we were selling it, we'd stock it. And I said, well, I'll buy it. Ooh. We got the blank slate Bubba Wallace. Nice. Bubba going to Jed Kuhn. Flip is a promotional group that travels around to different venues putting on a trade show. Oh, okay. I've never heard of that before. So it must not be something that exists around here. Because I've never heard that until today. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with my thought. The blank slate stopped me in my tracks. Nice Bubba. Congrats, Jed. Jeb Burton, 164 or 199. Oh, I need some more penny sleeves. I think that was one of my thoughts I was going to have. Yeah, maybe. I don't... Like the show that I did yesterday is put on and promoted by the owner of the shop, my one LCS. His name's Rob. But it's his show. I actually helped him locate the venue and suggested the location to him when he told me he wanted to do a show in that area. So there's no it's just him. There's no promotional group or anything like that. Oh, Jed, you got a Bubba. Blank slate Bubba. Bell under the lights. But anyway, I guess I was talking about being interested in lots for the sale and stuff like that. So, or for the shows and stuff like that. And the one thing I will say is, just like me taking stuff on consignment for the mail sale. If you guys have, maybe higher end stuff that I don't feel like I can swing financially to just buy outright, I am willing to take it on consignment. Or if you don't want to sell it to a point where, because as with anything, if I'm going to buy something, I got to be able to make something off of it at the show, right? Because it costs money to set up and do all that. So there's got to be a little bit of room there. But if it's something higher end that maybe you don't want to, give up as much wiggle room on, $270 at $299 Natalie, then I will take things on consignment and just do my standard procedures with consignment that I do for the mail sale. So that's an option as well if people have, maybe some higher end stuff that you'd like to try to move, but just don't want to move off your price quite as much or whatever. So keep that in mind. But anyway, so like I said, I just wanted to say the show was really good. Had a lot of fun with it. It was really cool to see some younger kids walking around. At one point, I had two girls that were probably, I'm going to guess, 12 or 13-year-olds that came up to the table, and they were looking for wrestling cards. And they found a couple in the value box. I think they spent $4 or $5. But they spent, 10 minutes at my table digging through cards, having fun. And that's what I like to see, that next generation being excited. And I gave away a couple of custom cards to some kids. One little boy just fell in love with the Cody Rhodes custom that I had. And I could tell Dad was like, it's a custom card. I'm not paying $5 for it, kind of thing. And the boy was like 6 years old, and so my wife just took it out of the box and gave it to him. So that's cool. I like doing that stuff. So you guys know me. I like to talk and interact with people, and so a card show is kind of right in my wheelhouse, so to speak. I've got a couple 101 Archive Signature Series cards I want gone. Yeah, I'll send them over, Scott. We'll see if we can get rid of them. Had 9 value box. Oh, there's Marcus. Yeah, Marcus and Noah were there. The twins. And Kyle. I always call Twins and Friends. So Marcus and Noah go by Twins and Friends. That's their brand. And I always just say the twins because that's what I know them as. But now it's not just the twins. They have other help. And Kyle, one of our other dirt track friends, is one of the guys that helps them a lot and is involved. So don't want to leave Kyle out. Kyle would smack me if he knew I was leaving him out all the time. So 66 of 199 blue Ben Rhodes. But yeah, it was a good show. Yeah, Kyle's a good guy. I've known him. I've probably known Kyle longer than I've known you guys, Marcus. So Chase Elliott race used tire. Chase is going to Paul. Same entity, different inventory. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you guys were all doing it together or if it was. Well, that's cool. It doesn't make a difference. Doesn't matter how you look at it. You know, you're all doing it together. You're all friends doing it together, and that's what's cool. I was telling my wife yesterday when we were sitting there. I said, look around. I said, I can tell you that, like Brody and his, I forget what his buddy that is always next to him. They're right across from you guys. But Brody and his buddy, they're always set up next to each other at every show. Terry and Scott, always together. You got Gary and Jason, always doing stuff together. Like, to me, that's cool. I don't have a bunch of friends around here or people to go do that stuff with. And so I'm glad my wife goes along with me and does it. But I love to see that where people are just doing it with their friends and just having a good time with it. I have that box I need to send you. I think a flat rate. Yes, Corey, yes. 100% yes. Corey asked, and so Corey's talking about shipping a box to me. So this goes for anybody shipping cards or anything, but specifically cards. If you're sending something to me and it is bigger than the standard bubble mailer, then either get one of those priority flat rate bubble mailers or a priority flat rate box. Your best bet is to go flat rate. Because of the weight of the cards, if you're shipping cards, flat rate is the way to go. And then just pay for what you think is the appropriate insurance. I know it costs a little bit extra to add insurance, but it's worth it to have some peace of mind to know if something does go sideways, you're covered. Yeah, that's cool, Marcus. Yeah, exactly. You just started going together, like, hey, let's go to the show, and then all of a sudden, now we're setting up at the shows. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and to hit on the mailing stuff real quick one more time, the flat rate boxes and the flat rate bubble mailers are free from the post office. You can order them from USPS on their website, and they'll ship it right to you if you don't have the time to go to the post office and ask for them, or if you need more than just a couple. But Those items are free from the post office, so utilize that stuff. I prayed it got lost. I guess you could have told me, Scott, and I could have been like, I don't know where it went. I didn't see it. That's not right. Bubba Wallace. 6 out of 250 race day relics. Let me open some more 130s real quick to refuse a flat rate. Oh, I see. Wrestling cards only. It doesn't have to only be WWE, no, but it would have to be, if it's AEW, it would have to be some of the kind of really mainstream people. Like, it's going to have to be like Britt Baker, Chris Jericho, Orange Cassidy, those kind of people. Cindric Purple, 48 of 49. Going to Will Black. Yeah, I get that stuff from you guys all the time, Scott. I don't know specifically if I've received something from you, but I probably have. But lots of people, they'll reuse packages. If you can take the label off and then reuse the bubble mailer for extra stuffing or packaging, then yeah, do that. So Gray border Tyler Reddick. Metal Masters Chase Elliott. Tony B. Gray border. Elite Series Chase Elliott. Where'd he end? Did he finish 4th? I think it was. I saw his interview and, he made the comment of, we're good and we're showing up with good speed and we're running good and finishing good because good's not cutting it. And I thought, boy, that's kind of the I guess the Chase that I remember from a few years ago, where he was winning a lot. I think he's got a little bit more of his edge back, or I don't know if I would say edge, but he's hungry. 42 out of 299, Brittany Zamora Race Queens. Todd Coleman, basketball and baseball. Yeah, Todd, if it's basketball and baseball, it's really going to have to be like superstars. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll take a look at anything. Under the Lights BK. That finishes box 2. I wonder if it just took Chase a while to recover from that injury that he had, Like, you never want to admit, like, yeah, I'm struggling or hurting or whatever. You never want to say that publicly or be like, I'm just barely getting through this or whatever. But maybe it was tougher to recover from that than I guess I realized or whatever, and it's just taken him a while to find his groove again. I don't know. Lori Marketing. I am not sure who that is. Don't know who that is. Gray border Terry. Revved up, cracked ice. There we go. 22 of 25. Short print. Tony Stewart. Going to Billy Joe. Nice one. Yeah, just shoot me a message, Todd. I'll take a look. I've never heard of him. But 73 of 199. Blue, Joey Logano. Logano goes to Scott Cutler. But as I continue to do a few shows, I'm probably going to do, I don't know, probably between 5 and 8 shows this year. So, you know, as I do them, I'll need to replenish inventory, and just like yesterday, you know, I sold a good bit. Probably sold half my slab box, PSA slabs. I had a 2-row slab box that was probably 1 or 2 slabs shy of being full, and I think it's basically half gone. So that one took a hit. 1 of 1. Cole Custer. Hold on to your butts. Who's got Cole Custer? Nobody took Cole Custer. He went through the filler, and this will go to JR. Gold vinyl. Optic Auto 101. Through the filler. Congrats, JR. That doesn't suck. Not one bit, sir. Congrats, JR. Get you a mag. You get one of the special mags, too. That'll work. That's why I always preach to just grab a flyer on somebody, you know, that's a $4, $5, $6 spot if you're, you know, we're getting down to the end. Because you never know. There we go. I'm not going to jump up and hoot and holler and take my shirt off. But I never do. So 101. I saw the card face down and I thought, oh, there's the auto. And then as I slid across, I was like, Cole Custer, it's serial numbered, so that's good. And then I realized what it said, and I'm like, oh man. Congrats. I think we'll move the Bubba. I'm going to move Denny over here, and we'll position that one in the middle. Nice hit, JR. Gray border, Reddick. Elite Series Junior. You know, and it's one of those, it's one of those things where when you get in a filler, it may not be a PC card, but maybe you sell it and make a few bucks on it, or you trade it, or whatever. Kevin Harvick, 17 of 25. Harvick going to Ronnie on the short print. Ever pull me another 101? I want that card shaking so hard. Oh my gosh, Scott, you're ridiculous. I don't have the absurdity in me. My ridiculousness stops at not knowing when to shut up. That's my Achilles heel, is I talk too much. Metal Masters, Kurt Busch. That's what I've been told my whole life. You don't know when to shut up. You're too opinionated. But I've made it 40 years like this. Why change now? I was going to say, we're not even halfway into the break, man. Yeah, the Metal Masters cards are nice looking. The inserts in general in last year's Donruss were really nice. I think that's one of the things I like about Donruss is when you get an insert in Donruss, that's what it is. Where, like in Prism and Select, the inserts look like they just belong in the base set or whatever. Like, Donruss, they're different. Chase Elliott, race used tire, 121 of 250. Yeah, Kyle, all the inserts. So I'll show you what I've been doing here, since Kyle's asking. All the inserts, the gray borders, I've got those all separated out as I'm breaking this. And then all of the hollow silver optics. All that stuff goes with you. The only thing that you don't get, or the only thing that I'm not sorting unless you request it, is the just paper-based standard stuff like this. Because I know some people want those inserts. They're cool. A lot of people want them. Gray border Kyle Busch. Unleashed Ryan. This is one of my favorite designs, is the Unleashed. I think these are really cool. That's probably my favorite of all the 23 inserts. I'm going to roll a gray border. That's stuck together. All right, let's unstick it. There we go. Under the Lights, Blaney. Deegan. Got more upside down. Yeah. 91 of 299. Kyle Larson, red. Going to CW. You know why I like Donruss? This is why I like Donruss. Take a look at the stands, right? Like, nice stuff. Nice William Byron autograph. Nice gold vinyl 101. Nice short print inserts. We've had some other nice stuff. We're not even halfway in this thing. The most expensive spot in the break was $22, and we got 6 boxes worth of this. That's what I like about Donruss, is it's the product that everybody can afford to participate in, no matter what your budget. and you have a legitimate shot at seeing some nice stuff come out. Now, you're not going to retire probably on anything that you hit out of Donruss, but I don't think any of us are playing this to retire, so. Unleashed Cindric. Hollow Optic Chase Elliott. Yeah, it takes exactly, Scott. You're telling me, Scott. You're telling me. You could go have dinner and come back, and I'll still be here doing this. Under the Lights, Ross Chastain. It's a good 15 to 20 minutes per box, I think, is what we figured out. Of course, I've been kind of talking and dragging along tonight, too, so I'm not helping matters. Dale Jarrett Green out of 99 goes to Brian Crockett. Elite Series Chase Briscoe. I mean, the 3 auto, I know you only get 1 auto per box, but the 3 autos we've gotten, we have Xfinity Champion, Daytona 500 Champion the last 2 years. Like, so, it's not like they've been bad autographs either, so. Yeah, my 24-hour break thing would just be like 4 cases of Donruss. Exactly, Scott. Gosh, that would take forever. I don't think I could do Donruss for 24 hours because it's just so, like, it's so many cards, so many packs to open, so much, like, it'd have to be other products. Taylor Gray. Kyle Busch, Metal Masters. Hollow Optic DW. We got some cool stuff playing this week, though. Obviously, it's going to feel like a very light week compared to last week. But again, tomorrow night, I've got Topps Chrome WWE 1 box. Again, I think those spots, I think I'm going to have 15 spots, and they'll be $30 a spot. And I am going to have a group for myself. I want to participate in wrestling. I normally do. 007 out of 299, Harry Gant for Jake. 24 hours of NT, we do like... Now, that would be cool, Scott. I was thinking, like, if you could do 24 hours and do, like, 1 case of each product. Power Squad, Jeff Gordon, you could do a case of Donruss, a case of Select, a case of Prism, and a case of National Treasures. That'd be pretty cool. I've tried crazier things. You never know. Blank Slate, Tony B. Going to John Purcell. Nice hit, John. I'm going to move Denny. I know he won today, but we're going to freshen up our look. Dale Jr. Filler. William Byron, 216 of 299. So anyway, I was talking about this week's schedule. So WWE Topps Chrome tomorrow night for Monday. Then we'll take a couple days off. Thursday, I'll be back at it with a 3-box prime break. Byron going to go to Kyle Clayton. Prime night on Thursday is probably when you'll see the Bad Monkey box appear again. And then on Sunday, under the lights, Chase Elliott. On Sunday, I've got a pretty sweet mixer planned. It's going to be a 12-box mixer on Sunday. It's going to be 3 boxes of 18 Victory Lane, 3 boxes of 18 Certified, 3 boxes of 19 Victory Lane, and 3 mixed boxes. There's this, I don't know how to explain it other than that it's, to call it sort of a repack in itself, but I've seen them in stores years ago, and now it's been a long time, but I found 3 boxes, and they're essentially, boxes that have packs from various years and different stuff in them. So I got 3 of those boxes with just miscellaneous packs basically in it. That'll go along with the others. So we've got 12 boxes total on Sunday for a big mixer. Yeah, should be fun. And honestly, it's not super... That mixer won't be... I mean, it'll be a little bit higher end, but it's not going to be, like, crazy expensive. So... Yeah, they're the championship boxes, exactly. Yeah. Or whatever they called those. Championship series or championship whatever. But found 3 of them over the weekend. And so we're going to add those into the mix. Should be fun. Something extra. Different. Who knows what we'll find? Maybe nothing. Yeah, they can be solid. Gray border Jeff Gordon. Elite Series Truex. Optic Hollow Chase Briscoe. I'm going to try to speed up a little bit if I can, because I know I've been kind of talking and dragging along a little bit. Smithley Blue goes to Rick Comnick through the filler. 201.99. Unleashed Kyle Busch. Almost skipped a gray border. Paul Menard. Metal Masters, Kevin Harvick. Logano. These guys are upside down. Race Day Relics, Daniel Suarez. Goes to Will Black. Yeah, Absolute was a good product. Torque was probably the one that I missed the most. I loved Torque. It was such a good product. Power Squad Smoke. And we got a green Alex Bowman. 42.99 for Jed. Optic Hollow Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Moffitt. Power Squad, Richard Petty. Cole Custer. Tools of the trade. Yeah, those were nice. Absolutely. All right. Let me grab some more top loads because I know I'm going to need them. We're only halfway through and I'm basically out, so reload those. Absolute and certified. Yeah, Scott, when I first got back in, for me, it was a lot of, I was buying 16 certified, 16 and 17 torque, and then not long after I got back into collecting, 2020 Donruss came out. So that's kind of right when everything took off for me, and you know, I was like, man, I'm back in, you know, like. Yep. Victory Lane was the other one. Yep. The stores around here, so this is before I even realized. So funny you mentioned that, Scott, but this is even before I ever knew there was card shops near me, because finally one day when I decided, all right, I'm back, I'm getting into this, I made a post on my Facebook page and was like, hey, does anybody know of a card shop around that's like reputable? And I got a couple of recommendations, obviously the two that I go to now. I had no idea either one of them were there. But before I started going to them, like the Target and Meijer and Walmarts around here, they were all carrying Victory Lane blasters. And so I opened quite a few Victory Lane blasters. Ooh, Blackout, Richard Petty. Going to Michael John Pierce. Very nice. Very, very nice indeed. I think we have to replace Tony with the King on that one. Phone keeps going. Oh, it's my wife. I better text her back. C2C. Scott, do you mean CC2? Are you talking about Card Collector 2? Or are you talking... I guess before I go any further, I need to make sure I know who you're talking about. 124 or 199. Myatt Snyder. CC2. Yeah, so that's Ryan. Yeah, Ryan Johnson, Card Collector 2. Yeah. So, yeah, Ryan is in Grove City. He's only about... Well, my dermatologist that I see is literally right down the street from his shop. Myatt Snyder goes to J.R. Tipple. But anyway, his shop's about 45 minutes. Yeah, oh yeah, I know. His shop's about 45 minutes from my house. And he's one of my two go-to places. So when you think of a card shop, his card shop is like as nice as can be. You know what I mean? Like when you dream up how nice this place could be. They do a really good job of keeping their shop. I mean, obviously they build it the way they wanted it, but keeping it clean, keeping it organized. It looks nice. It smells nice when you walk. It doesn't smell musty when you walk in. Like a lot of card shops, when you go in, it smells like cardboard or musty. 65 of 199, it just has that card store smell. Ryan's shop doesn't have that at all. It just smells fresh and clean, and it's the nicest card store that I've probably been into. Put it that way. Logano goes to Scott Cutler. But yeah, I know Ryan. Ryan knows me. I was the one. I went into Ryan's first shop before they moved and literally asked him for NASCAR. And he's like, I don't get asked for NASCAR much, And I said, look, if you'll get some in, I'll buy it. And it took a little leap of faith. And then now look, if you follow Ryan on Whatnot, they break one of his employees, Brian, which is a super nice guy. I like Brian a lot. They break NASCAR on Whatnot. So look what a little conversation turned into for them about NASCAR several years ago. Buck City breaks. Yeah, Buck City's good. I don't know them, Matt. I don't know where they're located per se. I think they're in Columbus, but I don't know who they are. But I know they're reputable. I've never heard a bad thing about them. So, and they do a lot of football, mostly. Yeah. The thing is with them, which is, I'm sure people complain about, me and my breaks. The thing with them is I collect local teams, the Browns and the Steelers, and those teams always get claimed very fast. Very surprised. Oh yeah, Scott. They break NASCAR at least once a week now on their Whatnot page, and just full disclosure or full transparency. They're the reason why I thought or considered trying to get back into Whatnot, because I see the people right up the road. And they're selling breaks on Whatnot for these like crazy prices, and here I am thinking, I could do a more affordable break than that. And I don't know. I still haven't gone back since the backyard thing, but it doesn't sound like anything's going to happen or anybody's going to really take any kind of stand. So I guess I'm just the one standing with his feet in the mud. Moving shops currently. Oh, see, I didn't know Buck City even had a shop. I guess if they do, I'll have to figure out where it is, because I didn't even realize they had a shop. I'm not aware of them having a brick and mortar shop in Columbus. But maybe they do, and I just never knew. 15 of 25, pink Justin Allgaier. Goes to Michael Clay. Michael's having a good break with the Allgaier spot. Got the autograph. Now the pink short print. Nicely done. Power Squad Jimmy. Race Day Relics Ross Chastain. Tire. Goes to Jed. Oh, okay. I got you, Matt. Yeah. I was going to say, I'm not aware of them having a shop. Yeah. I got you. So they're switching locations of where they work out of for breaks. Yeah, makes sense. Royalty Rusty. Hollow Optic Bill Elliott. Cole Custer, 128 out of 299. Goes to JR. Bought the prism they had. Yeah, there you go. Well, and that's what it takes, Andy, is, you know, when they see that, hey, we got customers that are going to come in and buy it, then they'll ask for an allocation of it, you know, from whoever they are, if they're direct with Panini or if they're going through a supplier, or whatever they're doing, you know, cards can't be simple. It's all super complicated and complex, unfortunately, but, you know, wherever they're getting their products from, then they can go to them and say, hey, we got, you know, we're selling stuff. We need more of this or more of that or whatever. And you know, it used to be, and I don't think it's as much this case anymore, but it used to be several years ago that Panini would make, or the distributors, again, I don't know who's responsible, but they would make the card dealers, the card shops they would make them take a certain amount of, like, NASCAR products if they wanted, like, you know, well, if you want Score football and National Treasures football and this and that, then you got to take NASCAR too, you know, that kind of thing. And so then they would just offload NASCAR super cheap. I don't think that's happening as much anymore because I do see NASCAR starting to grow in the hobby a little bit. Metal Masters, Jimmy Johnson. And just like I was talking about with the show yesterday, I had like 3 people, I think, that bought NASCAR stuff off of me, but I probably had another 3 or 4 that either stopped and made a comment of, oh, you have this or that, you know, and it's a NASCAR card or driver. Got a redemption. 75th anniversary signatures, Jeff Gordon. Going to Gavin. If it's going to be a redemption, it's going to be one worth waiting for. That's a good one. Nice hit, Gavin. Very nice. Blackout. Yeah, I don't know if it's an SSP or SP. I mean, there's probably... I would probably call it a short print. Probably not a super short print. It's not like a downtown or... I mean, as you can see, we've pulled a couple in just a couple of boxes, so it's not... I wouldn't call it SSP. 60 out of 199. To me, SSP is something that you might get one per case. Mark Martin going to Andy Heisey. Revved up Mark Martin. Oop, gray border Alex LeBay. Royalty Jeff Gordon. I've split my glove open. You can see it. It seems like it always happens opening Donruss. One could say that. One could say that, Scott. But that's not what I would call those. Because obviously we've seen more than that in just a couple boxes. Hollow Optic Ty Dillon. $28.99 green Ray Black Jr. Going to Rick. And you got Elite Series Gordon and Ty. Last stack for box 4. Trash can's filling up. I should have emptied it before I started. Speaking of trash can, not really trash can, but killed a snake in my yard tonight. Had to deal with that. I hate snakes. Don't know if you guys have heard me talk about that, but I hate snakes with a passion. Don't like them. If they show their face in my yard, I will go out of my way to kill them. I don't care what they keep away. I want to keep them away. So... I was about to pull that out because I thought it was a code card, and it's not. It's an upside down. Oh, goodness. The things you do. All right. Under the Lights, Haley. Rocket Man. 119 of 250, Ryan Newman. With the tire going to JR. I do have our PSA submission prepped and ready to go. So those will go out tomorrow to PSA. And the order from January, if I didn't mention this before, I'll tell you guys again, even if I did. The order from January is in final assembly. So I expect, hopefully, that'll be shipping this week. And we'll have a pretty large PSA order to review. It's 160 cards, 174 of 299. Kevin Harvick goes to Ronnie. I know I personally sent a lot of my Ohio State stuff to be slabbed. So I'm looking forward to having those back. Metal Masters, Chase Elliott. Hollow Optic, Danica. Yeah, it'll be... I think that one, when we do that submission, or when we do that video, I'll try, if I can orchestrate it, I'll try to do it where I open the whole, like you guys can watch the whole unboxing and everything. If I can do it in that manner. Obviously, the cards won't come out in any specific order. They'll just come out in the order they come out. But just because it's so much, it might be fun to watch the whole thing start to finish. Kyle Busch revved up 144 out of 199. Yeah, Matt's got a bunch in there. I think that's about... I got 25 or so, I think, Matt. I don't know, something like that. You got a bunch. JJ has a bunch in this one. JJ probably has 25 or 30 as well. So, yeah. We sent a lot. 172 of 199, Richard Petty. Blue goes to Michael John Pierce. Elite Series Chastain. Cousin Carl. All right, let me move these inserts because that stack's getting taller than I want it to be. Go ahead and move those over there. and didn't make it in time. I can't remember, Scott. I don't know if you have any in this one or not. I'll be sending out messages probably tomorrow or Tuesday with updates on, letting everybody know that same information. Same thing you just heard from me, but in, text form. So I guess if you get a message from me, you'll know. And again, as a reminder, all the spring break week cards, if you had shipping included on something that you hit, which really would have been the lunch breaks, basically, and then the National Treasures break Friday night. Those were the 4 that had shipping included. So if you hit something in one of those, your shipping was included, and I'm going to be shipping those cards out tomorrow. And I'll probably make a post midweek this week. Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll probably make a shipping post for everybody else. Because we do have a lot here, and I'm sure some people are ready to get some stuff sent out. So we'll make a post and get everybody sorted. Gray Border Bubba. Metal Masters Kurt Busch. Hollow Optic Race Kings, Chase Elliott. How about a Kyle Larson Optic Auto? I saw the hollow silver and I thought, that's probably an auto. Doesn't suck. Going to CW. That one is 2 out of 49. Nice hit. Congrats on that one, CW. Congrats. I'm going to move Petty and we'll put Larson up there because that's a nice card. Tony B. Gray Border. Power Squad. Kurt Busch. 42. I thought it was 142. Just 42 at $2.99. Ben Rhodes. Goes to Paul. Revved up Jimmy. Wyatt Snyder Gray Border. Royalty DW. Chris Bell, Gray Border. Under the Lights, Jeff Gordon. Hollow Optic, Harrison Burton. I should point out, these Hollow Optics are a tough pull. I mean, granted, now we're 4.5 boxes in, and that's it for what we've opened. So, just like we've talked about with the silver prisms this year, these Hollow Optic silvers are a tougher card to pull. I mean, that's all I've got out of this many boxes. So, don't sleep on those. I mean, I know they're not like it's not a super high-end card or anything, but I think they're a little sneaky better than they sometimes get credit for. Enfinger 159 of 199 blue. Going to Rick. Kurt Busch Elite Series. Like, I feel like you'd think we'd have a lot more of those. Stenhouse gray border. Unleashed Blaney. Optic Hollow Eric Jones. Tanner Gray, gray border. Kyle Busch, Metal Masters. Ooh, almost jumped out of my hand. Cole Custer, red, 48 out of 299. Going to JR. Power Squad, Gordon. Race Day Relics, Ross Chastain on the tire. Going to Jed. Kyle Busch, gray border. Revved Up Dale Jr. Truex, Royalty Jr. Hollow Optic Ross Chastain. Boy, Ross just really has not been great lately. I feel like Ross Chastain and Tyler Reddick both are getting, like, there was a period there where they were both really pretty tough. And here, as of more recent times, they just haven't been doing it. 25 and 99, green, Alex Bowman for Jed. Under the lights, Chase Elliott. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know. I guess I get, you know, and I guess my only thought to that is, if the only way he was running good was by, you know, being overly aggressive to the point where, you know, guys felt like they had to have a talk with him or whatever, then, you know, I guess that explains why he's not being successful as he's backed off of that aggressiveness. I don't know. Yeah. There's a Let's Go Denny. First one of those we've seen tonight. For our race winner. Nice Denny going to Sam. Unleashed Larson. Red Denny, 72 of 99. Well, we've explained what's going on with Ross. What's going on with Tyler Reddick? because he doesn't seem to be, it seemed like week after week there for a while, he was in the conversation of he could win. I just don't feel like that's him right now. And maybe it's because, a guy like Christopher Bell has, positioned himself better, or, as other guys take the spotlight, others fade away, and I'm aware of that. But it just seemed like they were on a pretty good run as well. And wasn't he the regular season champion like last year? I always say this every year. Nobody remembers who the regular season champion was. I don't even know why they do it, because nobody remembers. It's 66/199. Austin Dillon Unleashed goes to Michael Clay. Yeah, I mean, it seems like the 23 team's running better than the 45 team, which wasn't the case before. 71/99. Green, Tony Stewart. Goes to Billy Joe. Yeah, exactly. That was the difference for Larson in the regular season. Imagine saying, I won the championship, and then kind of knowing, well, I won, but the guy that ran second that I barely beat didn't even get points for a race. So it's got to be tough to swallow. Yeah, ultimately those points cost you. And it's just one of those things. I still think I kind of still think that Larson running the Indy 500 was the right thing to do, and I think it's the right thing to do again this year. It's what's good for motorsports. It's good for IndyCar. It's good for NASCAR. It's what Kyle Larson does. That's what makes him who he is. And if that costs him ultimately an extra championship along the way, then so be it, I guess, is the way I see it. I don't know. Gray border, Mike Harmon. There's a lot of different theories and thoughts on whether he even should do it or not. And I'm team go do it. 167/250 race day relics, Martin Truex Jr. Going to Rick. I remember watching like Robbie Gordon do it. I remember Tony Stewart. I'm not leaving other guys out on purpose. I'm just forgetting everybody that's done it. But I remember watching, when I was a little bit younger, thinking, man, how cool is that? These guys race everything, and they're right up to the last minute making this happen. And $83/299, red, Dale Jr. I still think that when NASCAR and IndyCar have somebody doing the double, and call me crazy, but like right now, it's March, and everybody knows Kyle Larson is doing the double this year. It would be in the best interest for IndyCar and NASCAR, in my opinion, for IndyCar to start the Indy 500 30 minutes earlier. And it would be in the best interest for NASCAR to start the Coke 600 30 minutes later. That would open the window an hour in between the races for somebody attempting it to make sure they get there and do it, you know? And I don't think that's ridiculous to ask. 30 minutes one way or the other isn't going to make or break anything, but for the person trying to make history, it can make or break it, you know? '75th anniversary, Jimmy Johnson going to Victor. Yeah, I don't know why they don't want to work together. They'd be so much better if they worked together than against each other. They think they're in competition with each other, and they really aren't. Yeah. Under the Lights, Haley Deegan, 197 on 199. Going to CW. Blue, rated rookie Jesse Awuji, 195 of 199. Going to Victor. Elite Series, Chase Briscoe and Danica. It's like when people say WWE and AEW are in competition with each other when they really aren't. I mean, yeah, they're the same thing, same product, and they're vying for some of the same fans. But in most cases, you're going to watch what you want to watch, and you're not going to be swayed one way or another. You're just going to go with the one that you like. It's in the better interest of everybody to not schedule at the same time. And then, yeah, maybe you might get a few more stray fans jumping in and participating and watching. And so, I think Tony, I don't know if didn't Kurt Busch do it too? I don't know if it was Tony. I think Tony has the best overall finish. I think Tony finished in the top 10 in both races. That's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think if Larson won, he would do a celebration on the track. He'd probably do the kissing of the bricks. And I think he'd skip a lot of the other stuff, and he'd be out of there. If the timing was right. You know what I mean? Like, it would depend on what time the race was ending and how much time they had in their window. But if the timing was right and he had to go, I think he'd go. He'd say, guys, I got to go race, you know? I don't know. I think he'd just go race. 258 to 299. What would be really cool, Ryan Vargas red. Now this is just, obviously this is all just what ifs. This is all just what ifs. But in my opinion, if Larson were to win the Indy 500, At that point in time, NASCAR should own up and say, we're going to hold up the Coke 600 until Larson gets here. And we're going to celebrate when he gets here. You know, our guy went and won their race. And we're going to show him how much we appreciate him, you know, and hold this thing up if we have to. I think that would be the one show of respect that he would deserve in that situation. And I know people would argue against that, but Junior, Chase Briscoe, the fans at imagine you're a fan at Charlotte, right? You've gone to Charlotte, you're getting ready to watch the Coke 600, and you're, you know, just walking in as the Indy 500's ending, and you hear Kyle Larson just won. You guys just want to party. Like, whether you are a Larson fan or not, you're celebrating for NASCAR. Like, I feel like that would be such a opportunity to be celebrated. Monikers, Tony B. Auto. Going to John Purcell. Here we go, John. Boy, we've had some nice autographs tonight, guys. Byron, Larson, Tony B., Justin Allgaier, gold vinyl Cole Custer, the redemption, but it's a Jeff Gordon autograph. Like, yeah, I mean, it would just be, it would be one of those moments where they could finally do the right thing, and I don't know if they would, but 13 of 25, Ryan Newman. There you go, Sam. Newman to 25, going to JR. Sam's guy is going to win, he says. Metal Masters. I can only hope, because my dad always wanted Bobby Rahal to win, I could always hope that maybe Graham someday will win. Doesn't seem super likely, but can always hope. Gray border Bell. Junior revved up. Optic Hollow, Justin Haley. I mean, Newgarden's won the last two, and I feel like he has to be... Doesn't he have to be the favorite? Like, it just seems like he's so good at Indy. I don't know what it is about that track. But he has to be one of the favorites. This glove's still hanging on. We're going to make it to the end, I think. Matty D, 85 of 299. Goes to Rick. Revved up BK. Just like the 2 years ago when Newgarden won his first, and then Blaney went on to win the Coke 600, and they both celebrated the same way by going into the stands. And like, that's the stuff that I remember, that I'll remember years from now, is those moments. Got a watercolors Jeff Gordon. Going to Gavin. Good break for Gordon. DW. Blaney under the light. I know this is a long break, but I stand on what I said. It's a pretty good product to break overall, you know. 23 of 49, purple Tony Stewart goes to Billy Joe. I mean, I would argue this is just about as good as it gets without having a downtown. Smoke goes to Billy Joe. I mean, this has been a really strong break. Hollow Optic Todd Gilliland. Cindric. Yep, Donruss will always. It's always. Oh, we pulled another one of these. 85 of 199 under the lights. Haley Deegan. It always seems to surprise a little bit. I think because there's not a lot of autographs, it kind of gets, I don't know, slept on a little bit. Because, you know, you open 6 boxes and you get 6 autographs. It's not a lot, but I tell you what, I've seen worse out of better products for sure. Exactly, Scott. Exactly. My first thought is I've opened worse boxes of Donruss, or not worse boxes of National Treasures, as I'm sitting here opening Donruss. I've opened worse boxes of National Treasures, for sure. 31.99 green Chase Elliott. But, you know, just like Donruss isn't everybody's cup of tea, I know Prism isn't everybody's cup of tea, and National Treasures isn't everybody's cup of tea. And so Chase Elliott going to Paul, 31.99. So that's why I like to do different stuff and mix things up and change it up. Is I know everybody likes different things. Doing the same thing over and over, as everybody knows, will get old real quick. So better to change things up. Oh, I put those in the wrong spot. Hang on. There we go. Eric Jones, Race Day Relics tire goes to JR. If I could change one thing about Donruss, it might be that I'd like to see more fire suit and sheet metal and less just tires, because it's a lot of tire relics. And I think we probably all can agree tires, while they're cool, aren't probably quite, and I mean just quite, not quite as desirable as like the fire suit and sheet metal. At least in my book. I might be the minority in that too, I guess. I've never really said that out loud, but 217 to 299. Derek Kraus. Denny Hamlin. Hollow Optic Kyle Busch, Race Kings. Change the 600 non-number tire relics. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, or if you're going to do tires, make them be like a race win tire and say this tire is from this event that was a race win. Then I'm intrigued, But if it's just off a scuff, then I don't know. Ooh, nice hit. 11 out of 25. Cracked ice. Unleashed. Denny Hamlin. Door number. Going to Sam. Congrats, Sam. That's nice. Sneaky good here at the end. Nice one. Good hit. And then our last stack, if I don't knock anything over in the process. Empty box. My wife texted me a little bit ago and said that she cut our son's hair, but I've got to give him a bath. He doesn't like anybody to give him a bath but me. All right. Here we go. Last stack for the night. Again, I appreciate everybody's support, everybody hanging out for the night. Like I said, I know it's kind of a long break, so I appreciate you guys just hanging out. 163/01/99 blue, Ryan Newman. Always appreciate the conversation back and forth. It makes it more fun for me, that's for sure. Unleashed Denny. Sam Mayer gray border. Under the Lights Petty. Ooh, this one's got a little bit of a whammo on it up there. Jake Drew Hollow Optic. A little damage on it. Tanner Gray. Martin Truex Jr. Elite Series. We're going to go green, Ty Gibbs, 95/99. I was convinced that he was probably going to have a win this season, but I don't know. I felt like he was up there for a while, and now, I don't know. I don't know much. Unleashed Kyle Busch. I also felt like Kyle Busch might have a good comeback this year, and he really hasn't. Eric Jones again, Race Day Relics. Yeah, that would be cool to see Leaf do something. They absolutely should. Going to JR with the second Eric Jones. Metal Masters Kevin Harvick. Power Squad Smoke, and Hollow Optic Martin Truex Jr. to finish things off. My glove made it all that way. Crazy. All right, let me move these base cards real quick. And these inserts. And I'll have a little bit of space. Might as well take this glove off because it's a goner. And I'll get you guys a quick recap. Yeah, Scott, so I had in my hand so let me tell you guys this real quick before I do the recap. I'll tell you that because it was super cool. I had in my hands a Leaf autograph yesterday that had 8 autographs on it. 4 on one side, 4 on the other. And I'm not going to remember everybody that was on it, but I can tell you that some of the names that were on it were Shaquille O'Neal, Paul Skeens, Livy Dunn, what's one of the big soccer players? Is it Ronaldo? But 8 autographs. 4 on one side, 4 on the... It was an incredibly looking card. And the guy brought it to my table and was like, hey, are you buying? And I said, let me take a look. So I looked at it and I was like, well, how much are you asking? And he was like, I'm looking for like $1,700. And I'm like, nope, I'm not your guy. But I did have it in my hand for a little bit and looked at it, and it was super cool. Super cool. Imagine how much it would cost to get those 8 athletes all to sign something if you were to go to like 8 different events where they were... You'd have $1,600, $1,700 wrapped up in it easy. So, anyway. All right, to recap, door number 11 of 25, Cracked Ice Unleashed, Denny Hamlin. Watercolors, Jeff Gordon. Pink Newman to 25. 75th, Jimmy Johnson. Let's Go, Denny. Blackout, Richard Petty. Pink, Justin Allgaier. Blank Slate, Tony B. Blackout, Denny Hamlin. Pink, Kevin Harvick. Blank Slate, Bubba Wallace. Revved Up, Cracked Ice to 25, Tony Stewart. And Pink, Kyle Busch to 25. Yeah, I don't know why people undervalue Leaf so much. It's one of the only products out there where you can get cross-sport signatures together. It's so cool. Anyway, Eric Jones, Martin Truex Jr., Ross Chastain, Ryan Newman, Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, Bubba, Chase Elliott, Austin Dillon, and to 25, Ross Chastain sheet metal. Yeah, for sure. Redemption, Jeff Gordon was the 75th anniversary signatures going to Gavin. We had the Optic William Byron auto that was out of 75. Signature Series, Justin Allgaier, not numbered. Monikers, Tony B, not numbered. Out of 49, Optic Hollow Kyle Larson autograph. And then the 101 Gold Vinyl, Optic Cole Custer. Went through the filler to JR. Nobody took Cole Custer. So, again, I appreciate everybody's support. Like I said, tomorrow night we'll do WWE Topps Chrome. That'll be 15 groups of wrestlers, $30 a spot. But that's a pretty nice product. Should break down pretty nicely. So that's on tap for tomorrow. And then we'll be back on Thursday with Prime. I'm going to take a couple days off on Tuesday and Wednesday to kind of regroup, get some shipping stuff sorted out. And Prime Thursday night. I got a dentist appointment Friday and have to have some work, so no break on Friday. We got the World of Outlaw late models coming into town Friday night and Saturday, so I'm going to try to get there at least Saturday. Depending on how my mouth feels, I might try to go Friday. And then we got the big mixer on Sunday, 12-box mixer on Sunday. So that's what we got on tap this week. So everybody have a great weekend, or great week. Good start to your week on Monday, and we will see you all next time.